welcome to Hanging With. I'm GW Pomichter, and we are back in sunny Melbourne, Florida after some incredible travel all around to conventions and conferences across the state. We want to start off by a quick shout out to our friends at Something Unique Magazine. That's somethinguniquemag.com. They are helping us to share these videos and all of these artists and creators all across the World Wide Web. It's a really great partnership with those guys. Again, we're here. We're back in the studio, or my living room, whichever you prefer, in Melbourne, Florida, and we are hanging with writer and creator. That's the third time I've screwed that up, so thank you. We are hanging with writer and creator Tawdra Kandle. She is the writer. Okay, I've got a list here. You are one of the most prolific Amazon writers I think I've ever met. So we're going to start out with, she is featured right now in It's a Ghoul Thing, which came out October 6th. It's a 8 paranormal short story collaboration that she's done. Also the King series, a young adult paranormal romance. The One trilogy is out there. And just go to Amazon, folks, and just look at it. It's great. There's a lot of work to choose from. Tawdra, welcome, and thanks for hanging with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, you guys.
I'd rather be bored.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a yeah, but you know.
Well, Hanging With exists because of you guys. Over at IBF, we got our start, and we interviewed, and we had so much fun talking to the authors over there that we just decided to keep doing it.
Oh, that's great. I didn't realize that. I thought that
Yes.
you had been before. Oh, that's
No,
terrific.
actually, the show itself was born out of the idea that in addition to going to some great panels and doing our tabling, like every other author in the world, right, we wanted to do something to stand out. And so we created the show and decided we would share other authors. The best way to promote me is to promote you. We started it, and after about, I think we did 13 or 14 interviews over there, and we got to and we were right there. You guys were great about putting us right there on the side, so we met everybody going through, and we thought, I'm just going to keep going. And so now we are on our third con that we just came back from, and this will be episode 30. So this is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So Tawdra, tell us a little bit. What's the most recent thing that you've got out there, and kind of tell us a little bit about your work.
Well, I think my most recent release before It's a Ghoul Thing was the last book in the Crystal Cove romances.
Okay.
It's not the last book, but the most recent one. And that was The Path. It came out in late August.
Okay.
And then I have one coming out this coming Tuesday, which is it's called Death a la Mode, and it's the second book in my my
great.
kind of lighter paranormal mystery
Death
series.
a la Mode. Okay. Now, that's part of a series?
It is. All of my paranormals are in the same world.
Okay.
So, we started out in the King Quartet, which was young adult, and then we kind of drifted into adult, and that's where we are now. So,
Oh, fantastic. That is great. You excuse the dinging in the background. Somebody forgot to turn my phone down. So you've got a lot of work. The doing diligence here. The girls just unearthed this pile, and they said, "Hey," and I said, "You can't put that on a cue card." So, let's just kind of go back to the beginning. And what inspires you? What inspired you to start writing? And how long have you been writing and publishing?
I've been writing for a very long time. I think my first rejection postcard came when I was 11 years old from Harper and Row, way, way, way back when we were still writing with stone tablets.
Yeah, chisel, hammer,
Yeah.
and chisel.
I had a short story published when I was 13 in a children's magazine. And then I like to say I took a nonfiction hiatus, meaning that for a good deal of time, probably 25 years or so, I didn't write any fiction. Or I wrote a little bit here and there, but I didn't really pursue it. I wrote a lot of nonfiction, parenting articles, homeschooling curriculum, homeschooling articles. I have a theory. Now, I'm a homeschooler, so
Okay, great.
a little radical. But I have a theory that school tends to take the creative impulses out of kids a lot, and
Well,
I was
modern education tends to be workforce development rather
Exactly.
than education. So
Exactly. And I had a lot of creativity that just didn't have time to blossom because I was so busy learning the things that I really needed to learn.
mhm,
And for writing, I'm very grateful now that I can write a research paper and I can teach people to write research papers.
mhm.
Of course, a lot of what I learned then is obsolete because we don't do the card catalog anymore. you know,
I,
we don't.
I I went back to school at 30 years old after a long hiatus away. I showed up in my first Com 1 class and handed in a paper with footnotes. And my instructor promptly looked at me and said, "What are you doing?"
Yep.
So,
Yeah, that'll do it.
yeah,
Uh, my kids keep me, I know like MLA and all
yes.
those different things just from my kids, but it definitely. I learned a lot, but I also didn't have a whole lot of time for creativity.
Hmm.
So I got back into fiction in 2008. We had moved to Florida, and we'd had some major life changes. So I had time and opportunity, and wrote my first book, start to finish, from about late August of 2008 to early November, and I finished that first book, and then spent a lot of time polishing it and deciding what I wanted to do with it. So that was Fearless, which is the first book in the King Quartet.
Awesome, awesome. Now, you are more than familiar with, because of all your different projects and the work that you do, with a lot of different authors and a lot of different styles and things like that. Is there anybody out there who in particular inspires you, or that you kind of look to for that? Writers read. That's what we do when we're not writing, right? And so, anybody out there that really just touches you and says, "Hey, I gotta try that."
A lot of people. My biggest influences are probably, people are familiar with Anne Rice. She is
Absolutely.
a fabulous person and so accessible and really easy to talk with and quick to answer your questions and really excited about other authors and just a wonderful person.
Really, when my first book came out, it's a little novella, and I was so excited, of course, and it's your first one, and you're like, oh my God, yay! And no one has been to Amazon to see it yet, so I'm ranked at like number 3,650 million. And I remember I've been a fan following Anne on her page and her Facebook for a couple years now. And I sent her a quick message and said, hey, I just got published for the first time. And she sent me a message back almost within maybe a day, and it said, make sure you post your link on my page. And I said, oh, I didn't want to be that presumptuous. And she said, that's what my page is for. It's for to share. So put it out there. It was an amazing moment to say, wow, this person is so far above my pay grade, and yet it's post your link on my page. Okay.
And she's fabulous. And I was fortunate to meet her son Christopher. Is that he came to Coastal Magic
Oh,
last
wow,
year,
great.
and he'll be there again this year. Anybody?
Awesome.
I'm a big proponent of publicizing all of our awesome Florida cons and events.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Coastal Magic was my very first, and so it's my home. It's my home con, and it's in February in Daytona on the beach. So yay, Coastal Magic!
February, Daytona on the beach. Staff, please note that. I'd like to go hang with people at that. So, but yeah, no, that's great. And so now you've been a creator. You like to go to the cons, and you like to promote the Florida cons and things like that. One of the questions we've been kind of asking everybody, just kind of on a personal level, is since you started publishing and getting to know other writers and readers and doing the con circuit, what's your favorite part right now about being a creator in today's day and age?
Oh, I just love interacting with my readers. I have the best readers in the world, and I mean everybody says that, and they are kind of my cheerleaders and my idea. They say, yeah, let's do this, or you should do this. This past summer, I was at Authors After Dark, and it was my last. Yes, it was my last event, my last official event of 2015, and I'd had a very, very busy year. It was about 10 days after IBF, so
Wow.
I was really, really exhausted, and I was burnt out, and I was sick. I picked up something somewhere, and I said something. I have a private reader group, and I said, I'm sick. I'm really feeling miserable. And I had a couple of them come on and say, you will go out there and you will have a good time and you will sign. Okay, I will. And they were very encouraging. Some of them were actually there, and they were great about checking in on me, saying, "What do you need? Can I get you tea? Can I get you, take you to get medicine, whatever." And I felt very cared for, and I love my readers. My readers are awesome.
It is. It's fantastic. Between meeting readers for the first time and the other writers that we've met now as we start making the circuit, it's just been amazing to have that connect with people.
It is.
And to know people enjoy what you do, and to know that they're sharing it, which is always a good thing. Don't share, make them buy their own. That's what I can So anyway, now we know that your next book is coming out very soon.
Yes.
You said? Okay, and what's the title of that one again, so our viewers can...
It's Death a la Mode.
Death a la Mode. You have anything that you're currently working on? Any projects that are ongoing?
Yes, I have my last book of 2015 will be out the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and that one is currently in production, and that's the first book in a new contemporary romance trilogy, and it's called Always for You.
Always for You. It's the first book in a trilogy, and that'll be coming out after Thanksgiving or right around there?
November 24th.
November 24th. That's fantastic. And obviously, as we spoke at the beginning and of the show, you are planning the next IBF.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we did our signing up. Yay, we'll be there. and so, but yeah, tell us a little bit about that. This was IBF has been going on for a little while, but this was the first one that you guys grabbed by the reins. Is that right?
Yes. I had been signing at IBF since its inception. Peggy Sue Martinez started IBF in 2013. Mm-hmm. And I was there 2013, 2014. And I was actually at Coastal Magic in 2015 when she messaged me and said, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do it. She was moving, or she thought she was moving. And so I messaged my business partner, Mandy, and said, do we want to do this? And it was like 1 a.m. And by the time I woke up at 7, I had 3 messages from her saying, yes, yes. So we took it over in February of 2015, and last year this year, it happened in August. So we had about 5 or 6 months to get it all together.
Well, I'll tell you guys did a fantastic job. You really did. That was our first con experience at all, mm-hmm. Whether as an author or even attendee. I literally watched the cons on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
After the fact. And I've always wanted to go and thought it would be fun. And then as an author to go and sign, I thought would be really cool. And then when we created the show, of course, that would be exciting to do. But as a first con experience, it was amazing. You guys were right on top of your game, and it really was awesome. So thank you for all the work that you guys had to do.
Crazy. And I was thinking about you all doing the show right there, and I know I was just running back and forth all the time.
Yeah, we saw you about 1,000 times, and I kept saying, I want to interview our organizers here. In addition to being authors, they also did this. So I'd really like to interview them. And I think the girls actually did wrangle Mandy for a short period of time, and Mandy said, yeah, I don't really want to do interviews. I said, okay. She said, but we'll get Tawdra to do it as soon as she gets a minute free. And I assume that there weren't a lot of free minutes.
There were not a lot of free minutes, and at that point, if I had stopped, I probably would have been fallen over like this flat. so tired. It was, but it was an amazing experience, and we're really excited about 2016 because we're moving the date to October. So we're hoping we're not going to have rain, or not a lot of rain. We changed the venue, so we're going to be in Altamont Springs. We have a beautiful hotel. I absolutely love the way we're organizing it this year. We've added, we had a little industry section before, but now we're going to have an entire industry morning.
Awesome.
and we have some great people who are excited to come and do some presentations. And yeah, we're
That's
really really
That's
excited.
fantastic. That's fantastic. For those of you out there that may not know, if you're watching the show for the first time, IBF that we've been talking about is Indie BookFest, and it's held in Orlando, or not, Altamont Springs, which is in the greater Orlando area. And it's a great place to see. We actually had a lot of first-time authors there this year, and just independent authors in general. One of the things we spoke with a lot of our indies about at IBF was sort of the modern revolution in publishing that's going on right now. And like all revolutions, it has its ups and its downs, but it's an incredible opportunity for creators. What's the coolest thing going on in this industry right now that you can think of?
Oh, I just think the opportunity that everybody has. There's not. There's really nothing standing in the way of any kind of artist for getting their work out there. The opportunities are endless. My particular niche is being an author, and just I'm blown away between the convergence of social media and the rise of Amazon and other industry venues that have come about. It has just really been the perfect storm, I think, and I think it's a revolution. I don't think sometimes people in the larger world are that aware of how amazing it is.
Where can our viewers where can they find you? I know we can find you on Facebook, so...
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, my website, which is tawdrakandle.com.
Tawdrakandle.com, okay.
Basically, if you just even Google my first name, you're going to find me because there's no other Tawdras out there.
So I guess what we'll do is I was going to ask you. We have IBF coming up next year in October. You're working hard on that. You've got another 2 books coming out this year.
Yes.
And you said you plan 2 years in advance. So I'm imagining there's more coming. You're writing feverishly, I bet. When you get a chance, anyway, right? When you're not organizing other things. Okay. Tawdra, thanks for hanging with us. I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties there. Everybody check out tawdrakandle.com. You can also find Tawdra by doing a Google search for Tawdra. You can find her on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter. Yes. Basically every social media foray. So look up Tawdra Kandle. We're going to wrap up the show here this afternoon. Tawdra, any special folks you want to give a shout out to before we wrap it up?
Oh, well, definitely all my readers and
Awesome.
all my Indie BookFest authors. And we can't wait to see you all again next year.
Well, we will be there certainly, and we can't wait to hang with those indie authors more again. We hung with about 13. There's only about 108 more that we have to get, so we look forward to that. We're going to wrap things up here again. Thank you to Something Unique Magazine and at somethinguniquemag.com for sharing these episodes across the World Wide Web. For more episodes, check back with our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you can. Look down in the links below and check out where you can find Tawdra and the books in the iTunes store. Head on over to our store. Help us keep supporting our indie authors by buying a t-shirt or a coffee mug or something, and help us make the rounds to more cons and more events and meet with more indies. We're going to put a link down there in the description again, so subscribe. Tune in, log on, whatever you have to do, but come on and see who we're hanging with next.